Video starting now. Reason for recording, none. As per usual. Opening options menu, opening camera, closing options menu. I finally, after all this time, use my fingernail to press the screen, and that way it doesn't smudge. And my phone is extremely strong and very coarse, and it's destroying my fingertips because I accidentally left it in the freezer for 2 weeks, and when I took it out and dried it off and rebooted it, it's like a super phone. Well, it's a super phone. That's what the word smartphone is, in my opinion, that I just discovered as I'm saying this. I had a really witty comment to say to open the video. I can't remember what it is. I accidentally tapped myself. Long extended vlog yesterday, same shirt, third day in a row, to be quite honest. Let's see, so I was going to go over one of my re-uploads, this one, re-upload here. I'll go ahead and check out this one for the first time, and I'll show how, see, I've watched this 16 times, and I haven't even watched the original even once. So before I open that, let me open the studio, YouTube Studio. It's better if I disable the camera. I don't know why it always says signed as parentheses down there. Okay, analytics. This used to be all my own analytics. It would say how many hours I've spent watching my own videos. So if I go to my videos and I show the ones that have the most views, they're always the short ones and involving some kind of reptiles or bugs, insects or animals, wild, that I've found in the wild. Mantis dragon in real life. I'm trying to think. When was it? Was after. It was these right here. Total of about 500 views. So I haven't checked them yet. Comma, space, yet. You know, however, on my first one that started catching a wave from the YouTube Shorts feed, that was a video about, that was a short video involving one of the wasps, the smallest moth I ever found. There's a long story behind it, yet that image of, I'm trying to think of a man's name. I think he's left-handed. No, that's not what it is. He had a similar origin story of Elvis Presley, as in he had a twin brother that died at birth, so he was just one. It's like, even though there were two, there could only be one sort of thing. The artist who draws those weird paintings, and his painting was pictured in Silence of the Lambs, and it's the moth, or is it a moth? It's a moth. That's right. That's right. And so the smallest wasp really enjoys holes. The one that's, it looks half ant, half bumblebee, but mostly wasp. It looks like it's a quarter ant, quarter bumblebee, as far as the colors, and but it mostly looks like a wasp. And anyways, this particular one, I noticed that it really enjoys, like it goes from hole to hole. That's all it looks at. It just, anything outside that looks like a hole, it's going to be there. And I was chilling on the porch, and this little one, the one that originally started going viral, after it was so small, he escaped out of my sanctuary and back outside. There was something here, and it felt like, an ant bite or something. And I was like, ah! And I grabbed it and threw it on the ground, and then I pulled out my flashlight on my phone and looked at it, and it was a little wasp. And so I put it in the sanctuary. I'm like, anyways, that's funny. There's a picture. I wasn't going to get up. I'll show a picture of me doing that. So what happened though? So at the umbrella, on the handle, it's giant. The umbrella weighs like almost 50. No, the umbrella is not very heavy, but the base of it weighs 50 to 100 pounds, the whole thing. And so, anyways, the handle that raises it like the mast on a sailboat, it was buzzing around, and it went in this hole and made this little home out of a hole in the handle. Like the handle had a rotating thing so that you can do this and crank it up or crank it down. The crank, right? Like Chev Chelios in the movie Jason Statham movie from the whatever, late 90s, whenever it was. And then, so what I did was I got it some apple, because I know that wasps eat apple, and I sort of started plugging up the hole that it had, this little metal cocoon it was in. And what happened was it ate it, but then it pushed it out, and then it came back like the next, it was there for like a couple of days. This story took place across a few days. And what happened was, the story is so complicated. I've never told the story, and I can't concentrate, but if I scroll long enough to find the video of this one that I'm talking about, it had like 200 or 300 to 500 views, something like that. And they were all from the shorts feed. I didn't know if they were coming from inside the house. So it's like, where are all these views coming from? Who's watching this? It's going up to 500. It's catching a wave. And it was, I still don't know if it's international views or not, but it was from the YouTube Shorts feed. And I'm just assuming these are going to be the same. And I'm going to find out when I try to find the video analytics. So it's finally died down. Whatever wave. Audience retention. What does that mean? So people only watch 9 seconds of a short video. It's already very short. So here it is. Shorts feed, 97%. Okay, so this unknown, it says unknown right there. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what the unknown is about. So let me say something about this direct right here. What people don't realize when they're playing video games, and especially with videos, they're demonstrating their ability to take care of someone or to be a leader. If people can't even directly control a fictional character in practice, especially in some of these social games like mynewlife.com or whatever, those are some really strange things. Role-playing games, the ones that are supposed to be like real life with talking and stuff. The funniest quote from Dave Chappelle's show when he says, he's like, wait, I'm hearing something. Lick it, Vernon. That has me cracking up. I watched it last night, and then I watched my video today of Behind the Music, aka Face the Music. It's a 20-minute video on my playlist. And I said in it, I talked about Vernon Howell is the real name of David Koresh, and how he was embarrassed and changed his name to David, but my cousin, David Henry Thoreau, was embarrassed of his name David, and he changed it to his middle name Henry. And so, I don't know what Vernon, anyways. There's also the line in Eminem's Without Me cover song, or just a regular song, that says, MTV won't let me see or let me see me, so let me be. They try to shut me down on MTV and VH1 just for having fun. And now I'm completely rehashing those lyrics from nothing. Changing out me and you and MTV and VH1 and all this stuff. Because when I was trying to discover the bass line using the website, it was just the V and H keys. Bum 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 bum. I've created a monster because nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want Shady I'm chopped liver. All right. So it looks like there were some other options in here. I don't want to get caught in that. I haven't even watched it once. That was using the YouTube Create feature. And so when you're watching a YouTube video, you can press the Create feature button and record the audio either with a video that you already have in your phone, or you can record a new one, I think just with the front or rear facing camera. And so I was experimenting with that, and they started taking off on the Shorts feed again. So I'm trying to check out this one here. I don't know. I don't label my... Oh, you know what? I've been out of the Facebook app so long, it's going to be from... Oh, that's good. Okay. Here's message to Mike. I just tagged you, so I'll go ahead and untag you too. Like I said, and then I edited it for a third time to say jump on it, and I added that to... Here's my playlist here. And I've been telling everybody this online about people who like this, and it's just random people like this. I don't know what to say. Mikey likes this, the old joke. Chris likes this, you know, Chris and this rhyme, and Mike and like rhyme. So anyways, Mike, I always have thought that you look like Carlton. And so what's so funny I'm gonna get so distracted here, is that in my playlist. So here, I'll go ahead and I don't know. I don't know if I'll remove your profile. I'll just untag you. I've always wondered if I could have just had your first name there with a link to your page. Oh no, 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 no. Wow. That is not what I'm trying to do. Those aren't the droids you're looking for. What's so funny about that quote, or what's partially somewhat funny about that quote, these aren't the droids you're looking for, in my opinion, is related to Darth Vader's name. His name can be respelled to spell out Dave, like evade, meaning evasion. That was, everyone who played Metal Gear Solid 1 on PlayStation 1 in the 90s learned about evasion. There's like a 3-stage process to evasion. First is danger, aka power. Like Austin Danger Powers is his middle name. His middle name is Danger. And then the second is something. And the third one is evasion. And it takes a while. And then they're like, the whatever units go back to their position, starting positions. And so anyways, Dave evades, right? So in that scene when Obi-Wan is talking about these aren't the droids you're looking for, he might as well be saying you can't evade Dave, right? Or you can't evade Vader, Darth Vader. Anyway, so what everyone's always wondering, speaking of Austin Powers, everyone wants to know how do celebrities become the celebrity? And every big celebrity, the bigger they are, the more is covered up how they became famous. And what's so funny is that they all almost have the same origin stories. The clearest one is FDR. Here's the key to it. Here's the link that I shared. FDR is related to 11 other presidents, not just Teddy Roosevelt. Right? Look at all this. Look at that huge list. Ulysses S. Grant's first name is Hiram. Very few of them actually have middle names. Dwight David Eisenhower shares my name. I'm trying to think. So one of the presidents was related to my my cousin, 10 times removed, or 10th cousin, 5 times removed. He, his whole family tree ended. So I sort of, in my family tree, we inherit his Jewishness. It's really strange. No one ever realizes this stuff goes on. Anyways, it's not William Henry Harrison. It's he's not on this list. He's a guy who was just a couple of years younger than my cousin. They both went to Harvard. I'm sure someone on this list went to Harvard, if not FDR himself. But just imagine, like, people who want to become celebrities, because in the modern era with recorded media, this whole system, I'm not going to say it's corrupt, but it's 250 years old, and I'm not going to say it's corrupt, but that's a long time, 250 years, for something like imagine like if there was like a lake that never was drained or refreshed or it never rained. After 250 years, there's going to be some weird like fish crawling out of it with 3 eyes and all this stuff. What about it? What America was it's like, if I'm not mistaken, like this in the most recent 5 countries in world history, and it was an experiment because other countries always have sort of going, probably mostly kingdoms with kings, but occasionally there's like a reigning queen. And we've had a queen reigning, Queen Elizabeth. I don't know, I'm not going to even say the word you, but she's been reigning, there's a whole calendar just on how many years and days even that she's been reigning since the 1950s in her inauguration. So it's been a queendom since then. And our media reflects that, especially music culture and movie culture and everything else, social media even. But what America was only kings, right? Only male presidents. So if there was going to be, like, Meghan McCain just left The View, and I had mentioned, 3 or 4 days ago in my vlog, the perspective of, while I was trying to rap a song that was open, the concert video on YouTube in the background was opened by Whoopi Goldberg, and I just sort of started rambling in the middle about the perspective of a Mount Rushmore, like looking at Mount Rushmore, because in the song, it mentioned Ben Franks and all this stuff, even though Ben Frank was never a president. So Ben Franklin should not be confused with Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So what Ben Franklin did was he sort of helped create our post system to distribute his books, the post office system. And that is, the humor there is so hard to explain. I'll have to make a blog a different day. It's like so many people are told the importance of sending letters and stuff. So if I talk about, there's an article I could show in the 1700s in England. There was something called the Bloody Code. And it was 10 things from the Bloody Code that people were capital punishments for sending a threatening letter. It was a capital punishment. And other things like that. Here's a guy, Ben Franklin. That's not Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin went, even though there was a law in England, a capital crime, meaning punishment by death for sending a threatening letter. He would write books and send out letters to everyone and designed a whole post system about that. And there's still a lot of origins, there's still a lot of remnants of that today in our culture. It's corrupt. It was corrupt then and it's still corrupt. But what's funny is Meghan McCain just left The View, right? And I also included on my podcast, Perspectives and Facts podcast. And I had mentioned that in my blog. These are sort of personal notes to myself. Behind the Music, Volume 2, the 20-minute one, where I talk about the perspective. I say the keyword perspective, but yes, I'm thinking about the view or an opinion or whatever. So she left. There's four now, Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and whoever the other two are. There's going to be, imagine if a guy was going to go in there and be the fifth person on The View. It'd be like the first lady. So that's the humor that's built into this, or that's always in the corrupt system of America since the beginning. I feel bad for calling it corrupt. I need a different word. I'm just, like, it gets corrupted if the screen will shut off for not doing anything, so that's why I keep moving it up and down a bit. So it's really funny to imagine the avenging of this right here. Well, because Abraham Lincoln's grandfather was killed by a Native American in the late 1700s, maybe before America was established. And to imagine that there's, I don't know, to try to imagine the avenging of that. Like, it's probably the movie The Avengers or something. Here's Eleanor, the Mustang from, whatchamacallit. So, like, if it can't be any more clear, how could it be more clear than this? People want to know how to become a celebrity. Look at this. He's related to 11 other presidents. Imagine how much work it was for that. So, what's so funny is, since recorded media, not books, not the printing press, although those helped, record albums, politicians used to be the largest figures that people were talked about outside of a local church or something. And they'd be representatives of regular citizens. And with recorded media, what happened was first news reporters started getting more powerful than the most powerful man in the world is always going to be the U.S. president because of our military. And what happened was news reporters became more powerful than the most powerful man in the world. And JFK talks about it in an interview. If you hear the tape recording and then you read the article, and then music took over in the 1960s. And by the 1990s, with rap music, um, NWA's first album is referenced, and Eazy-E himself has completely references scattered throughout George Bush Sr.'s 1988 inauguration. And, they ended up having a meeting. It was in the news. And then when Ice Cube made his response, he says, it's a setup and a punchline. It's sort of like, he goes a cappella for a second. He says, I'll never have dinner with the president. I'll never have dinner with the president. And then here, like, the beat starts, I'll never have dinner with the president. I'll never have dinner with the president. And when I'll see you blank again, I'll be hesitant. And, or I would be hesitant. Like, I'm pool party hesitant or barbecue hesitant. People could take a note from that. What else? What was the topic of this blog that I'm making right now? Oh, well, yeah, it was just that I was going to watch this re-upload. Yeah, the thing is that NWA created a following that was more powerful than the president. That really happened, and it wouldn't have been possible without recorded media. So imagine how much our world has changed since then, since just having record albums. What am I looking for? People seem to have watched this one. I don't even remember why I called it This Diss. I'm making fun of that song, This Kiss. It's like a country song or something. What's that locked video? Oh, those are the memos. Yeah, these are the memos right here. Release the memo. That's some funny stuff. I was thinking yesterday, if anyone remembers in the 80s and 90s, the image of the guy walking down the urban streets holding a giant boombox on his shoulder. I'll have to change the perspective. Anyways, he's holding a giant boombox on his shoulder and it's really loud. If you would have told me if you would have told me 5 years ago that my own parents would be doing that inside our house with they want the phone that has the biggest, loudest speaker. It's loud, super loud. I have the Galaxy S5, and this one is what did I call it earlier? Was it a super phone? Yeah, it says like a super smartphone, Galaxy S10 or whatever. Even though I had recommended to her to get the Apple iPhone 10 or whatever. Let me see about Microsoft and Samsung and Activision. Activision Blizzard merged, and Activision created Call of Duty. I played the original Call of Duties, and even before it was called Call of Duty, I call it Call of Duty now, it was Medal of Honor. And I played so much of that. I've actually put more time spent more time on Samsung phone, on YouTube, on Microsoft. People don't understand that they're sort of workers and part of the stock price as users. Just because we're here spending our time watching and using a Microsoft, it doesn't matter if you're a professional using one of the most professional computers on Windows, or you're just like, playing a video game and learning in school. It's still the same business, so it affects the stock price. Yo, Carla Fowler. Yo, everyone that I'm just hollering. I'm on holler duty. Just ignore Lindblom. What video am I looking for? That music video, Appetite for Destruction, and BMWA. So that's like whatever BMW, the car stands for, BMWA, the new one. Okay, so here is that. So what else did I forget? There's a lot of things that I forgot about this. There's a lot of things that can be done that are, that was an accidental power off. Here's the That's a Mine scene, and it was automatically generated. Why is there a blue blink? That usually means the phone's going to shut down. I just saw a blinking blue on my outside of my phone up here. I don't know what that means. I'm going to have to record this some other time. I'll just say that here's that part with the That's a Mine. It sounds like That's a Mario.
Or did it develop slowly?
Did that say Buccaneer Parkway?
Something to see, so I can see the guy over there.
She's harassing this guy. She throws a tear gas, and I say, "That's a mine." Or no, she throws a proximity mine.
That's a mine.
That's a mine. And then let's see how long later. That's at 10 minutes. Here's the helicopter. Here's the airstrike.
Merriweather, for all your private security needs. How can I help?
Hopefully she can show it.
Congratulations.
Go 20 seconds. The jet had flown over and everything. And here's the mine that she threw way earlier. Beep, beep, beep. I'm like, what happened? That's a yours.
She tripped over her own trip mine.
She tripped over her own trip mine. There's so many ideas I have for this is just one of them. If I go and review my things or whatever.
Oh well.
I don't know. So many things to talk about here. Perhaps I'll just end the video there. I don't know. The main idea of the video is that to sort of show like there's like a cover up. When celebrities, the more famous that they get, the bigger the cover up is of how the creativity was at the beginning. Like on my playlist shows. Let me go over here. Oh, I just left a comment on this one saying, I said, oh, I don't know. Yeah, you'll have to see it there if you want to check that out. So here's my playlist. Here's everything I'm talking about. And the reason that I went into this is something like towards the bottom. This video I found a couple of nights ago, searching Vinny. I was looking for Vinny videos from GTA 3, Vinny, Vincenzo. What's his name? Chili? Or something like that. So in all my comments on the live chat here, he reminds me exactly of Caesar Villapando from San Andreas, even though it was the second search result when I searched Vinny GTA 3. His was the second thing, and it was a live stream. And I went in there and started questioning him. Why is your video showing up as Vinny? So, but no, he's not like Vinny. He's more like Caesar. And I call him B. That's why it says alphabet with Caesar. After everything I say B. I call him B. So, what's this? This is what I was talking about. I was trying to find this video, and I searched Red Town, like Camptown or Compton. And yeah, Carlton B. Like I just said, learning the alphabet with Caesar. Carlton B. All right. Anyways, here's the view. Here's perspective. Here's a character named Vera. What am I talking about though? There's some stuff in here in between, that I was supposed to add here that didn't go because I couldn't remember. I saw this and immediately found that song. I mean, just compare this and that, this and that, this and that, this, that, this, that, the same thing. And Encino Man 2 from Mad TV, very funny. Here's something just released today, as far as I know. It says, don't look up, and then in this, she's looking up. Why did I go into this playlist? I'm going to have to look forever. This looks so much like it at the very top. This. All right. Here's the real meat of the playlist right now. There's way too many videos here. I don't even know which one to watch. Just the ride, the Carousel of Progress from Magic Kingdom, or the Epcot Battle Spaceship Earth. That wasn't the scene I was looking for. I can't go back in and switch it out. I can move it, but it like sort of messes up the whole thing. If I don't know how other people are gonna see this. Never Outshine the Master. Here's Tom Brady, Tomb Raider, Womb Raider. Right. So that's on the soundtrack of that movie, Angelina Jolie. These songs have similar titles. Where's My Mind? Where's Your Head At? Here's what I mentioned yesterday in my, yeah, I'll go ahead and remove. I mentioned that yesterday on my blog. This is funny right here. People don't even know who the enemy is. Definitely check out Mosquito Wikipedia. Here's some of my videos. Here's where I mentioned this one in this vlog today. Here's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, one that shows how I'm related to Henry David Thoreau. And Frank Ninney was mentioned in my vlog from 4 days ago when I rapped the song, and Whoopi Goldberg is introducing a young jock. I mentioned, I think, where he gets his name, and it's from a song, Dr. Dre and Ice Cube song. I already talked about that yesterday. What video am I looking for over here? There's something to say about this. The reason that Sofia Coppola directed this movie is because her brother, son of Francis Ford Coppola, was boating and he lost his head in a boating accident. And that's the symbolism of these two. Oh, there goes the phone. Can't cope. Coppola. It's funny how much this guy looks like Bill Bellamy. If I re-upload this video on YouTube and say Bill Bellamy reacts to Starship Troopers, I'm sure it would get more views than that, even though that video I think has a whole lot of views. What else? I'm gonna end. I'm just rambling. I found the funniest quote in a live chat yesterday about Cocoa Puffs. Someone in the live chat was dissing some dude in the live chat, and she said, "Never throw your pearls before swine." And so I changed "Never Outshine the Master" into what did I say? It was something like that. Never overshine your pearls. And then I said, rule number 2, never say more than is needed. And I started going down the list of the 48 laws. Where are they at? Here they are. Never overshine your pearls, like teeth, right? And because someone said never throw your pearls before swine. If I'm not mistaken, that quote's in the book somewhere. Anyways, I think that's enough. Let me say about I finally watched this. Where is it? Malibu Most Wanted. And there's a GTA 3 joke when he says, he's like, "You have PlayStation 2, right?" to Cesar Villalpando character in the movie. And he said, "No, I don't have a PlayStation 2. I have Dreamcast." They're making fun of PlayStation and Xbox, the Playbox. There's an entire character named Playboy X created, to be a similar sounding name to Malcolm X in GTA 4. What people don't realize is that the relationship between Dwayne, based on Dwayne, aka Keefy D, is that it was already happened with Vincenzo Chili and Tony Cipriani from GTA 3. That dynamic or whatever. And what it is that dynamic is every single player and their character. Which one is more like Playboy X versus Dwayne, or which one is more like Tony versus whatchamacallit? That's the dynamic. And people don't realize it's a simulator. If you can't directly control something with your hands without saying anything and keep them safe, how could anyone expect you to be able to be in charge of any squad or anything like that, or a manager, or even have your own family? How would you be responsible enough to run a daycare? You can't even keep your virtual characters alive. Here's the one that I mentioned. This has me cracking up to no end.
Make him watch. It's my turn
Vernon.
to be.
It's Vernon Howell.
On your knees. Lick it, kiss it, lick it, Vernon.
Yeah, and it spells, like I just said, chili. It spells like ghillie, like a ghillie suit. Just the initials of what he says there. The very end of this song. Schwanky Pigs. Very end of his song. I've never read the captions of this. You are all ordered to gather together and go on. That's a Thanksgiving motto. And try to turn from pigs into people. As a Thanksgiving motto, there's the quote from Bling Bling. Louise' motto is to drink until Lou throw up, as in Lil Wayne. I changed the lyrics there. If only you knew, right? Is that a painting or what? Is that a picture? I don't know. I already went over these yesterday. I know there's always more to say. Here's where Young Jock gets his name, and I explained it in a vlog recently. Yep, I definitely check out this one. I can't. Here's another beefy part related to. Let me see what this is. There's two embarrassingly titled playlists here that I didn't ever expect to share. I have Rabbi Levin in this one when he's talking about the Great Depression. Right here, Rabbi Levin. I'm gonna go ahead and spell his name because it's hard. It's hard to put into English some of the stuff he says when he talks in Hebrew. The word Rosh Hashanah, or no, not Rosh Hashanah, whatever holiday just happened yesterday. Roshanara, R-O-S-H-O-N, Roshan, R-O-S-H-O-N, Hara, H-A-R-A, Roshanahara. It sounds like lotion, but it's actually Roshan, and it means the definition of talking trash, disrespect, and praise, and all this stuff. And Rabbi Levin's channel can be found searching Rabbi R-A-B-B and P-I-N-C-H-A-S space L-E-V-I-N. I think it's spelled the same as Mark Levin, but it's pronounced different. Or no, it's pronounced the same. How do I go back to my playlist? Here's a Hebrew wedding playlist that I have here. That I'll see what's on here. Here's a church in England where I learned about this concept last year. I haven't watched any of these videos, as can be seen. They're definitely worth watching. One of my videos, I don't know how I'll find it. What did I title it? I have to explain. People are wondering how to get on these video chats on YouTube or anything. I use Link-Elo. What did I title the video? Oh, I called it The Italian Job with my buddies, two of my closest compadres. The virtual Italian job, this one with a copyright claim. I had, what's his name, the comedian, was entering Dallas, our city, and he posted a video at Dealey Plaza. And so I went into his most recent podcast and used him to introduce my friends here. And they've talked so much trash as we were growing up, like on StarCraft, right? We used to talk about call everyone. We're like sound like Eric Cartman talking to Stan about Stan's mom and their family and stuff, their religious beliefs, and talking trash on StarCraft. What people don't understand is that a 1 hour multiplayer match on StarCraft could have that. I didn't include that song. It's from Tim Dillon's podcast. I didn't know who he was. I just had seen this funny video at Dealey Plaza, so I included his podcast because the stuff he was saying about his mom had me cracking up, rolling on the ground laughing. and it can be heard, if I'm not mistaken, like listened to really closely. And then we jump on here, but there was a problem with the audio, so it was all jacked up. So I don't even have your number anymore because I had to reset my phone, and I'll record my memos, but I forgot to record my text or anything like that. So here's in the store. This goes on and on. The video works for most of this part. I thought it was a 5-hour video. And it can only be seen after like 1 hour. But it's so easy. There's no registration. Here's how the website used to look. It used to be blue and red, and then they changed it to blue and orange, and now it's all French. You can have a video chat, a text chat, a voice chat, no email, nothing. You just send a link, and that's all. Say hello to my little link. It says the virtual Italian job, audio and video text chat. What I did was I used that Hebrew wedding stuff to use it against my friends. We used to talk so much trash back in the day, and so I showed them how it can be done. I don't know what to say. I'm not even going to call you guys out by name. I told close friend number 1 that close friend number 2 is getting married, and he wants close friend number 2 to be in his wedding as a groomsman, and I'm going to be the best man. And I told close friend number 2 that close friend number 1 was getting married, and that I was going to be the best man, and that close friend number 1 wanted close friend number 2 to be a side groomsman on the side, and we have to find some bridesmaids and all this stuff. And then when I finally got them together, I had to tell them the bad news that none of us are getting married, when in actuality, close friend number 1's older brother is the one who did get married, and close friend number 1 didn't know how to be involved. It was a small wedding. So it's completely hilarious, and everything else is just us trashing each other and singing songs and doing stupid things virtually or whatever. And that is, what is it? That was me turning the tables on them with this Hebrew wedding stuff. It's very ancient. It's very funny. We haven't even really talked much since then. So, I have to find some new dudes to prank. New close friends. So what then? The thing is that a 1-hour multiplayer video game of StarCraft, we used to play it on dial-up in the late 90s and everything. We couldn't talk on the phone because we were on the dial-up connection, but the text and disses that we used to diss random people and people in Asia, the stuff we used to say, that stuff was all captured. And the file is like 1 megabyte for the entire 1 hour's worth of game, and all the transmissions going back and forth via text, email, whatever, way back then. And Activision Blizzard is what it is now. They're all still, this stuff is all still saved. Everything people say, everything they do in the game, it's like maybe like a 1 gigabyte file or less for the entire, whatchamacallit, it's like a 10 megabyte file for an entire match of Call of Duty. All the words spoken, all the things done in the game and everything. It's like a data mining thing, like tons of data. And I can show how this stuff has been going on since the late 90s in video games or whatever. But here's when people are wondering how to set up their Google Video or whatever it may be. Linkello.com. And just say hello to my little link. All you got to do is go to the website, send the link. And it's all in French now. I don't know what other site to use. I just searched voice chat no download. So that is extremely long, and that's going to take a while to upload. Video over.